What's up, guys? Today we are going to be talking about just how big Hogwarts Legacy is going to be. Now, I'm not talking about the hype and excitement. Obviously, this game is the top of all of our lists, but I'm talking about the actual game and map itself. It's going to be massive. We've seen quite a bit of it through these showcases. We're going to put it in perspective today. It's crazy. But first, I'm going to be giving away a PS5 and a copy of Hogwarts Legacy. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and leave a comment down below with your Twitter handle. I'll pick a random winner, reach out to you on Twitter, get your info, and send it over. Starting with the castle, easily the most important piece and most important location of this game. We've seen quite a bit of it. We got a little tour in our first gameplay showcase, and it just looks insane. It looks so dense. There's going to be so much to do. People and objects and things to interact with. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of secrets and Easter eggs and things. It's going to be great. We've seen quite a bit of it, but we actually haven't seen like a map or like kind of a scale size of it. And that's where Vixarius comes in. r/Harry Potter game is one of my favorite subreddits at the moment. They have a few just crazy detectives in there that are getting so much information from all these trailers and showcases and things that we've seen. And he made this. This is a map layout of the castle based off of the little bit of video footage and some screenshots and things that we've seen, and he's been able to put this together so we can actually kind of get a feel of what the flow is going to be like. You can start down there in the bottom left and go in through the courtyard. You've got the Great Hall right in front of you. You take a right, you can go over to the Grand Staircase and make your way to your classes and things like that. Like, this really truly puts it into perspective just how insane this game and this castle is going to be. Now, it's important to note that this is just what we've seen so far, and we did get kind of a walkthrough tour of the castle. We saw a decent amount of it, but I'm sure there's a lot more that we're going to uncover once we finally get our hands on the game, and there's going to be a lot to uncover that doesn't quite meet the eye. So check this clip out. When you're in the Hufflepuff common room, take a look at this bookshelf here, right? Just a normal bookshelf. Well, look down at the mini-map. There's some sort of a circular room behind that bookshelf. Now, is this going to be some sort of a secret passageway? Is it going to be a staircase? Is it just simply a broom closet to hang out in? Who knows? But obviously, in the name and nature of Harry Potter, there are going to be a lot of secrets hidden around the castle for us to uncover. So I think we're just kind of barely scratching the surface here. Now, the showcases that Avalanche has put on have also brought us outside of the castle and showed us kind of some of the world around it, and it's massive. The most recent showcase really kind of showed that off when we were flying around and you know, buzzing the treetops on our broom and things like that. It is absolutely enormous. You've got, you know, of course, the castle and the Black Lake right next to it. We're going to have the Forbidden Forest. We're going to have swamps. We're going to have Hogsmeade. We're going to have so many locations to explore outside of the castle that aren't quite going to be as dense. There's not going to be quite as much going on, but you can see there are things happening. There are locations. There are little villages. There are people walking around. There are things you're going to be able to interact with and do. So it's going to be cool to see, you know, what goes on outside of Hogwarts as well. Now, one thing that really puts it in perspective, and this blew me away, YouTuber Wife Wants a Wizard put together this right here. So this kind of looks like one of those things, like when you're groggy or like you're looking up at the sun, you have like the little floaties in your eye. It's kind of the same shape of that. It's the first thing I thought when I saw it. But this is a screenshot of all of the mini maps from the second showcase as we were flying around in the gameplay. So this kind of shows you start at the castle over there on the left side, and you're flying down, and you kind of turn around and come back a little bit. So this shows you just how large the map is outside of the castle. And the castle itself, like I said, it's going to be kind of the main focus. So to think that we've got a game that probably could have been contained just inside the castle, and then we're adding all of this outside as well. The map's just going to be massive. Like, it's bigger than I ever could have imagined, and so I can't wait to explore every single inch of it and find every secret that there is to uncover. Now, obviously, with a map that big, we've got to traverse it, which kind of becomes a bit of a challenge. Now, obviously, you can, you know, walk and run around it and that sort of thing. We also have broom flight, which they covered a little bit in the most recent showcase. And this is interesting. So when you think of broom flight in Harry Potter, you think of all the crazy fast maneuvers that he does on the Quidditch pitch, and you think of Nimbus 2000s and firebolts and things like that. But you've got to remember, this game is set back in the 1800s. It's like 100 years or more beforehand. So the broom tech isn't quite there. Down near the ground, you're fine. You can fly around just fine. We can see gameplay of that right here. But as you start to increase your altitude and your speed, that's when you're going to start getting into your stamina. You're going to be very limited. You can see the bar down the bottom right. So broom flight's going to be good. It looks like it is going to be a little bit ancient, though. It's not quite there yet. But the good news is there is a shop in Hogsmeade that's going to provide quests for you to help kind of advance broom technology and in turn earn upgrades for your brooms and make them better as you progress through the game. So that's kind of an exciting thing. Learn to fly better, get better equipment, that sort of thing. We're also going to have mounts. Now, of course, in the most recent showcase, we saw the Hippogriff mount. This is the Onyx Hippogriff. It's a pre-order bonus, and it looks solid. I mean, pulling it out of the briefcase like Newt Scamander, hopping on, flying around. I don't even see any sort of stamina bar or anything either, so maybe it's going to be a little bit better than the broom flight. Who knows? I'm sure broom flight in the end is probably best when it's fully upgraded. But yeah, very cool there. But that's not the only mount that we know of. We also know of the Graphorn. Now, a lot of people haven't seen this clip because it was only shown during a panel at Comic-Con. But check this out. It's going to be bad quality. But you can hop on the Graphorn and start running and you know, run through enemies and things with it. So it's going to be interesting. What other types of mounts could we possibly get? I think Thestrals are in the game. I think that's been confirmed. But, I mean, could we potentially be talking dragons? Who knows? Last but not least, for the impatient people, we are going to have fast travel. So there is the Flue Flame network available. We've seen quite a few of the locations. There's just kind of like these little statues and fireplaces with a little green flame. So as you walk by those, you unlock them as fast travel points. And then I'm assuming you're going to be able to pull up a map, select which one you want to spawn at, and you kind of, you know, use Flue powder and go through the Flue network to be able to get there. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I hope there's enough happening in between areas. Like, I would love to never use the fast travel. I would love to act like I'm getting out of class, go out to the courtyard, hop on my broom, fly out to the gamekeeper's hut or wherever, and hopefully there's enough happening along the way that it you know, kind of all meshes together. Obviously, you don't want long bouts of just flying through the wilderness. Hopefully, there's enough happening outside that it makes sense to traverse that way. So yeah, the castle's going to be jam-packed and enormous. The map outside of it's going to be probably a little bit less dense, but just massive beyond belief. We're going to have great ways to traverse it. And one thing that's really interesting is how it's ever changing and evolving. So we know that we have seasons. We saw a trailer for the seasons here. We know that there's going to be some sort of a day-night cycle. We're not sure how that works yet. We have seen shadows moving and shifting, and we've seen clips where characters are waking up and going to class and things like that. Is it going to be a GTA-style day-night cycle where it's just kind of always rotating every hour? Or could it be something like Bully, where you wake up and you go to class and then the bell rings and you've got free time and then you've got, you know, kind of like a curfew area? It would be pretty similar to the movies in that sense. And maybe you've got to use your invisibility cloak and sneak out and go into the restricted section late at night when nobody's going to see you and things. Could be kind of cool. Not sure how that's going to work. But yeah, we've got seasons, we've got day-night cycles. Think about all the opportunities there. Think about how there could be areas of the map that are only available in the wintertime when some sort of waterfall freezes over or something like that. Think about, like, you know, we're going to be able to collect fantastic beasts and store them in our vivariums and things like that. Maybe we're going to have certain animals that are only available in certain seasons or at certain times of the day. I just see a lot of opportunity for variety and replayability and just kind of keeping you on the edge of your toes. I feel like that is such a true, you know, kind of theme in the Harry Potter universe. Think about like the staircases that move. They had RNG staircases in this world. Maybe we'll get that in our world as well here in this video game. You just never really know what to expect, and there's constantly always this mystery, magical, you know, kind of way of everything happening. I feel like they probably will stay true to that. And, you know, there's other questions that are left to be answered here. Like, we see a lot of the Black Lake and a lot of rivers and things that we're flying over. We could even see that there are enemies in those rivers down on the mini-map. So are we going to be able to explore the Black Lake? Goblet of Fire, I mean, there's a whole colony down there of crazy fauna and mer people and things like that. So is that going to be a second biome that we're going to be able to check out? There's a very good opportunity of that. Maybe we'll be able to swim, maybe we'll be able to dive, maybe we won't be able to at all, but you don't really know. You know, it's all a mystery. They've also said there's going to be multiple endings to this game. The decisions that you make, both in big missions as well as side missions, is going to affect the path that you take and ultimately have multiple endings that you can get. It's a massive game with a never-ending spiral of decisions and changes and things happening and constantly shifting and evolving. this game is going to be absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait. So just very excited. I've been going down the rabbit hole, man. My whole like YouTube Shorts feed is all Hogwarts Legacy stuff. I get recommended videos all the time. I've been reading all over Reddit. One more month till this game. I absolutely cannot wait. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you guys hyped? If you guys want more updates and news videos and things, I'll be happy to cover it. Subscribe so you don't miss a video. We're going to be talking a lot of Hogwarts Legacy and maybe even playing some other Harry Potter games for the next month until it comes out. I'll see you guys there. Peace out.